Official history called her a sinner. Tradition labeled her a lost woman. But what the pages of the Bible tried to hide is that she was the only one to receive secrets that the angels themselves feared. Before becoming the apostle of the apostles, Mary of Magdala inhabited an abyss that few could survive. 7 shadows, 7 entities of pure darkness that divided her body and soul. While the world saw a possessed woman, something much deeper was about to be revealed. Why did Peter and the other disciples try to silence her voice? What did Jesus whisper in her ear that was considered too dangerous to be included in the sacred texts? Today the Forbidden Codex opens a file that has been sealed for nearly 2,000 years. Prepare to meet the true face of the woman who knew heaven, hell, and the knowledge that could have changed the course of faith forever. To understand Mary of Magdalene, we must look beyond what we were taught in church pews. While the Dead Sea Scrolls reveal to us the rebellion of the Watchers, as we saw in the previous file of this codex, other ancient texts, the Gnostic Gospels, show us a spiritual war occurring within a single woman. Mary was not just a follower, she was an initiate, born in a prosperous city, but shrouded in shadows. She became the battlefield between forces that humanity can barely comprehend. Official history tried to simplify her existence, but the Forbidden Record suggests that her journey began where most people give up, in the heart of absolute darkness. What, in fact, were the 7 demons? In ancient texts, the number 7 represents totality, an inverted perfection. Mary was not just sick, she was fragmented. Imagine 7 entities, each guarding a portal of her consciousness, preventing the light of truth from penetrating. The Codex describes these shadows as invisible chains that bound her soul to the lower planes, the same abysses where the fallen angels were imprisoned for ages. This was no ordinary possession. It was a spiritual occupation. She carried the weight of millennia of corrupted knowledge, being used as a vessel for secrets that the world was not ready to hear, until the light appeared. The encounter between Mary and the Nazarene was not just a healing, it was a collision of realities. Imagine the moment when the purest light penetrates the densest abyss. The Codex suggests that Jesus did not just cast out the entities, he disintegrated them with a word of power that resonated through the ages. As the 7 shadows left her body, a new spectrum of color began to fill the void, the royal purple of restored dignity. Mary of Magdalene did not just wake up from a nightmare. She awoke to a consciousness that no other human being around Christ possessed. She had been in the dark, and now her eyes were adjusted to see what the other disciples ignored. Deliverance was not the end of her trial, but the beginning of her true initiation. From that instant, Mary became the shadow of the Messiah. But her position was unique. While the 12 apostles often argued about positions of power and earthly kingdoms, Mary dove into the metaphors and silences of Jesus. She became the apostle of the apostles because her mind, once fragmented by demons, was now a purified vessel for the most complex truths. The old gold of ancient wisdom began to adorn her visions. Forbidden texts claim she saw what Peter did not see, and heard what John did not understand. She was the confidant who received teachings, whispered at night under the Galilean stars, the same sky that millennia before witnessed the fall of the Watchers. Her destiny was now intertwined with forbidden knowledge. But where there is light, there is resistance. Mary's rise as Jesus' primary confidante did not go unnoticed. Peter, the rock upon which the church would be built, viewed this woman with deep suspicion. The forbidden texts narrate tense dialogues, where Peter openly questions, "Did the Savior really speak with a woman without our knowledge? Should we all listen to her?" The conflict was not just about jealousy, but a fundamental divergence of vision. While Peter sought laws and structures, Mary spoke of visions and a direct internal connection with the divine. This tension was the first seed of the silencing that would last 2,000 years. Her wisdom was considered too dangerous for the hierarchy that was beginning to form. What did Mary really know? The answer remained buried in the sands of Egypt until the late 19th century, when the world rediscovered the so-called Forbidden Codex. Among its yellowed pages was the Gospel of Mary of Magdalene, a text the Orthodox Church tried to destroy. This manuscript does not speak of public miracles. It describes a mystical journey through the celestial spheres. The knowledge contained there is Gnosis, the direct knowledge of the soul. Mary's Codex reveals secret dialogues that occurred after the resurrection, where Jesus hands her the keys to understanding the nature of mind and matter. But there is a disturbing detail. The manuscript is incomplete. Crucial pages were torn out by hands that wished these secrets would never reach us. In the surviving pages of her Gospel, Mary describes a vision that defies the theological logic of her time. Jesus reveals to her that the soul on its journey back to the light must cross 7 spheres of consciousness, the same 7 shadows that once tormented her soul. These are not merely demons, but cosmic powers of ignorance, desire and wrath that seek to keep humanity enslaved to the material world. What the official church called possession, Mary transformed into a roadmap for spiritual mastery. She teaches that true liberation does not come from external rituals or church hierarchies, but from a profound inner silence and the mastery over the passions that chain the spirit to matter. The gold of her wisdom was the understanding that the kingdom of heaven is not a geographical place or a future reward, but a state of consciousness available here and now. A truth so revolutionary that it threatened the very foundation of the religious structures being built by men. In the Forbidden Codex, Mary is not a victim to be saved, but the ultimate initiate who transmuted her own darkness into a light that centuries of shadow could not extinguish. How did such a central enlightened figure become synonymous with sin and shame? The answer lies in the year 591, when Pope Gregory issued a decree that would change Mary of Magdalene fate for 15 centuries. In a calculated strategic move to consolidate power and establish a male-dominated hierarchy, the Church merged her identity with that of an anonymous sinful woman from the Gospels, labeling her a prostitute. The goal was deliberate, to strip away her spiritual authority and silence the lineage of esoteric knowledge she represented. By turning the apostle of the apostles into a humiliated, weeping penitent, the institutional church ensured that no woman and no individual outside the official structure could claim the kind of direct mystical connection to the divine that Mary possessed. For nearly a millennium and a half, the world believed this carefully crafted lie, while the true Codex of Mary remained hidden in the dust of time, waiting for an age when humanity would be ready to hear the voice that the desert could not silence. But truth is a fire that cannot be fully smothered. Even after the official decree, whispers of Mary's true importance survived in the shadows of history. From the mysterious Cathars of southern France to the legends of the Knights Templar, a secret tradition persisted, suggesting that Mary of Magdalene carried more than just memories. She carried a sacred bloodline, or perhaps a forbidden doctrine that could topple empires. Modern archaeology has recently begun to vindicate her. The discovery of the Nag Hammadi library and the Forbidden Codex has forced scholars to reconsider everything we thought we knew about the early days of faith. We are now realizing that there was a Christianity of the hearts led by Mary, which emphasized personal enlightenment over blind obedience. As we piece together the fragments of these torn pages, we are not just rediscovering a woman, we are uncovering a lost dimension of human spirituality that was almost lost forever. The roxo and gold of her legacy are finally being restored to their rightful place. The story of Mary Magdalene is a reminder that history is written by the victors, but the truth is kept by the brave. By opening this second seal of the Forbidden Codex, you have taken another step into the vast landscape of suppressed knowledge. If you believe that the secrets of the past hold the keys to our future, then you are a guardian of this archive. Subscribe now and activate the bell to ensure you never miss a revelation. Join our community of seekers in the comments and let us know. Do you believe Mary was the true successor to Jesus? Your engagement helps us bring more of these hidden files to light against the tide of the algorithm. In our next episode, we will move from the mysteries of the apostles to a document so controversial, it was hidden in a cave for nearly 2,000 years. A text that reveals the necessity of the ultimate betrayal. Prepare for the Gospel of Judas. The archive remains open. The truth is still out there.